Chris, what's the Covid LX, you ask? And that's a good question. This is the Covid LX. And I say that because this car was bought a few years ago and kind of kept getting pushed back, and finally it's time for this thing to see its day and move on down the road to its next owner. So we purchased this car in May of 2021. So kind of the peak of the craziness of all of the buying during COVID, which was wild during that time. When we bought this car was here local in Georgia when I bought it. And it's been in Georgia and South Carolina since new. It's only a 2-owner car. So this is a 2000 model, 24 years old, 2-owner car. Just has over 244,000 miles on it. Fantastic service history that you can see on the Carfax. Very detailed all the way up until we bought it. Regarding service, a couple of the bullet points that I wanted to hit as far as mileages and then what we did to the car. At 223,000 miles, the car had the radiator replaced. 227,000 miles, the valve cover gaskets were done. 227,000 miles as well, spark plugs were done. 233,000 miles, alternator was done. And then at 244,000 miles, when I acquired it, we did do the timing belt water pump. We did do a belt tensioner. We did the alternator and the fan pulley bracket. So both those are kind of related with the timing belt, and they will fail at times. They didn't need to be done, but we were already there and just went ahead and did it. The battery's been replaced. Front brake pads have been replaced, and the oil change has been done. So all of that was just done at the current mileage that it's at. Overall, this car is in fantastic condition. That was what drew me to this car, was specifically what it looked like inside. Now, the roof was peeling, faded, and the claddings on the side and the bumpers, they were all peeling as well. So we had our boy Mickey do his thing to it, and man, it turned out great. So I'm really excited to show this car off. Great price point car here, under $20,000. Lots of good service just done with the history, low ownership, and from the South. So excited to show this one off. Excited to see it go to its next owner. So let's see what comes with the vehicle, and then we'll do our normal. All right, so here we are. Let's take a look and see what we got here. First things first is this toolkit. We do have a full set of tools, so you can lower the spare and change it. This is kind of cool on this breaker bar. Those are Toyota timing belt stickers. I don't know if they're for this car, but the mileages match up, and I don't know why this would be in the car if it wasn't for this car. And I will keep it to myself whether I found this after I did the timing belt, looking at that mileage, but I didn't have proof of the date, so we had to do it. So there's your jack. Whoa, Mr. Gimbal. There's your jack, obviously. We do have a full set of books with the original pin down there. It came with it. You have 2 remote keys and 1 valet key. Check out the Carfax. This will be on my website, but 51 service records, only a 2-owner car. Crazy. This is the invoice from where we did our service on the car. You can see we did it about 1 year and 3 months ago, but just not even 200 miles ago. So all of this just got done that I just spoke on, $2,824 to the tune of. So that's what's going to come with the vehicle. Let me get all this cleaned up, and we will do the undercarriage, check our active height control, and get it outside. All right, so here we are, 543 miles. Let's, well, you can see we are in the neutral position for the active height control. So we're gonna go ahead and bump it up to high. And what you're seeing is you're gonna see the light flash, and it's gonna flash until it fully gets into the highest position. These 100s lift rear first and then to the front. You can see we are in high now. So let's see what it looks like. Sitting up like a mountain. That's what a Land Cruiser is supposed to look like. Let me try to get underneath while we have it in the high position so we can take a look at the undercarriage. It's definitely dusty. Very minor
surface corrosion, I would call it. Not the kind of corrosion you need to worry about, but very minor surface corrosion. Brand new spare, which I'm going to go ahead and say at this point in time you probably would want to change. You can see just some very minor surface corrosion on some of the weld points on the gas tank skid plate. A lot of this is dirt. Come on, Mr. Gimbal. Nice and dry under the oil pan. Oh. Rack and axle all look good, nice and dry. So yeah, that's what the undercarriage looks like. Again, if you pressure washed, you know, I just didn't have the availability to do it, but if you did, it would really help a lot under there. Let's turn these lights on. And I forgot to turn the fog lights on. And we have 2 working fog lights, 2 working headlights, 2 working marker lights. Good old halogen, no LED, no HID going on here. Old school. Bright lights, fog lights will go off. Bright lights will come on. There we go. We're going to go left blinker first. Good to go on the driver's side front. Look how nice the body is on this car. Same thing on the rear. We do have 2 working tag lights, 2 working brake lights, 2 working brake lights. Gold package is looking clean inside. Blinker works over here. Blinker works up front. All right, so let's lower the active height control down to the low position. You can see we are still in high. I'm going to bump it down to low. And we're going to wait for it to stop blinking. There we go. So a good sign that the active height control pump itself is nice and healthy is how fast it cycles between high and low. As you see, this cycles very quickly, which gives me a lot of confidence that the pump is nice and healthy. It's when it's slow or sometimes it fails to get into that high position, that's when you want to start getting concerned with the pump itself. But as we see, we're sitting down in the low position. It just doesn't look right sitting down there. So yeah, our active height control works as it should. No issues there. And we will get this thing outside and start going over the outside of the car. All right, so let's talk about the body on this car, and that is really where this car shines the most. The inside is equally as nice, but the outside's very original and in very, very good condition. Now, we did do kind of some of the basic things, so let me go over that first. First things is being that this was a Florida car. The roof was faded, the clear coat was faded on it, and it was starting to peel and crack and do all those things. So Mr. Mickey went and took the roof rack off, painted the roof. Look how nice it looks. There's not any damage, and the cool thing about Mickey is that he's going to prep it where if there were any minor dents or imperfections, they're now gone. So everything looks awesome up here. He kind of reconditioned the roof rack as well. These feet, the base that these racks bolt to on the roof, they're no longer available, obviously, nor are the racks. So he had to kind of recondition some of these feet, and he actually did a really good job. You can see maybe a little imperfection there where it's not perfect. Nonetheless, it looks, you know, all things considered, it looks way better than it did. This being probably the worst one. You can see there's a little bit of material that's missing right there. But other than that, it looks nice. And on something that's you can't buy anymore, he did a pretty good job, I think. So yeah, so that obviously the roof was done. Now, before we continue walking around the rest of the car, we painted all the plastic on the car. So all of the panels, the hood, all of the, you know, the fenders, the quarters, the doors, all of that is going to be original paint. And wait till you see how nice it looks. So again, bumper has been painted. The trim below the headlights that runs on the bottom of the grille has been painted. All of the claddings, all of these plastic claddings were starting to crack and peel all the way down the car. So Mickey went ahead and did all of that. Look how nice the side of this car is. Rear bumper, the plastic cladding here under the license plate tray. I had him paint the license plate tray because it was starting to peel a little bit as well. And same thing on this side. So running back to this panel here, obviously the bumper, as I said, all of our claddings that run down, and then we're back at the front bumper. So wanted to clear that up so that you guys know exactly what we did paint wise on it. So let's show this thing off, and we will start with the front bumper that just got painted. So don't expect to see anything here other than fresh paint. Fog lights are in great shape. As we know, those are plastic, but they're not cracked or peeling or faded. Look how nice the bumper looks. It looks awesome. Same thing with our fog light over here, just like the other side. Great condition, nothing going on. Look at the reflection in the bumper. Here we are to our driver's side headlight, and everything looks fantastic there. The advantage of having glass lenses: they don't crack, they don't fade, they don't do all that crazy stuff that the later models do. Notice our trim around the headlights and under the grille. Everything looks awesome. Gotta love the gold emblem. I mean, if this isn't more 2000, I don't know what is. That's why I left them on the car. Plus, it looks cool on this spec with this color, I think. Headlight number 2, perfect condition. Nothing going on. Everything looks really nice up here, as it should. So moving to this hood, there are a few little imperfections. I'm trying to figure out where they are. Got one little here. These are all little touch-up spots. Got some touch-up right here. Spot right there. Spot right here. You can see there in the shade. This hood was painted at some point prior to my acquisition. I just had my detailers go through and really clean it up and get the texture of the hood matching the original paint over here. So everything looks really, really nice. It came out great. Just notice the reflection in the hood itself. Awesome condition. All right, before we start moving, let me get back under the hood. It's Saturday, and this is when all the bikers and fast cars come up here, and they got Georgia State Patrol everywhere over here right now. They are loving their jobs right now. All right, back to my job. So, look how nice all of this look. I went ahead and had, this is part of what we had Mickey paint. So all that looks really nice, but most importantly, look how nice everything looks up in here. All of our core support, all the bolts, none of them are rusted. There's no corrosion we're looking at here. Best way to tell that you have an original core support is the body color will always stop right here, and then it goes to this like kind of matte looking black. It's always the best way to tell if you have an aftermarket or new core support. So this is a original core support, and what we'll do is we'll take a look right here where it bolts up to the fender. It's very obvious that everything looks original here. We'll roll up to our fender sticker that we've already showcased. We know that fender is original. We already know about the hood as well, but I'll show it again. So everything looks awesome under here. Timing belt sticker, as we talked about, just being done. Well, done in April of 23, but mileage wise was just done. I think I've had this a long time. Something was at some point spilled on our engine cover here, as you can see. This engine has been fully detailed, obviously, but the cover itself does have these little stains going on, and it does run back to the pump itself, but you know, all things considered, that's pretty minor in my eyes. There was the original timing belt sticker. It's gone. Hood pad intact. Everything looks good. Look how nice the side of this car is. Look at that. And again, original paint all here. All the side panels are all original, other than what we did on the claddings and whatnot. Look how nice the step bar is. All of our claddings. Also, Mickey conditioned these chrome trim pieces that are on these claddings. So this looks brand new, the chrome does. It's not faded. You'll see on a lot of these, even like the later ones, the 06, 07s, where they're super faded. These look brand new now on this car. Yes, folks, this is a 2000 with 44,000 miles on it. Look how nice everything looks. Not a lot of touch up on the side panels either, which is nice. Back when Toyota used to make clear coat worth a damn, and it wasn't single stage. Alright, so we have a couple touch up spots right here, as you can see, on top of the corner, right there. Don't need to worry about the claddings, as we know they've been painted. Touch-up spot right here. These are all very minor. That is a smudge. Touch-up spot right there. A couple little spots by the door handle up here. These are all very minor, guys. Left rear door. One on the gas door, I knew I had that one. And other than that, that's really all you're gonna see touch-up wise on this side of the car. Most of the time you're gonna see most of your touch-up on these on the plastics, because people open their doors and nick them and do all that stuff, but none of that going on here. Look at our quarter up here as we run along the rail. I know I kind of showcased the roof rack, but you can see how nice the rail is. No dents. Mirrors are fantastic shape. So our wiper arms do have a little Florida Sun Love kiss on it. Blades are in good shape, just these arms themselves. Check this out, guys. This is a, let's see if I can get this, there we go. This is a Toyota glass. This is an original windshield. Now, I don't know, maybe it was replaced at some point, but if it was replaced with a Toyota factory glass. So here's our left front wheel. Just some minor staining, we'll call it, in between the spokes, but nothing crazy. No rust or anything like that on the wheels. Do have a set of these Nexen Rhodian HTXs, and they have lots of life left. The left rear wheel, just like the front, minor staining going on, nothing crazy, no rust, no curbing. Same tires, same tread depth. Coming around to this rear bumper, just like the front bumper, all the plastic was just painted. Look how nice and straight everything is. How nice everything looks all up in here, fresh painted with that refinished chrome that Mickey did. That was such a nice touch. No damage on these lower gate or upper gate. None of our trim right here that tends to peel and bubble on these early 100s. None of that going on. Look how good the gold package looks. Yeah. No spoiler car, obviously. You can see how nice and new everything looks right here. I probably could have left that, but it just wouldn't have looked right. Look how nice our jam looks here. Not super scratched, gouged. I mean, this car does not show the miles at all. So, as you guys see, there is no third row seats with this specific 100. They are available. Specifically, I see a lot of them on Facebook Marketplace and eBay. That's just something I had to call it quits somewhere with the money that we invested, and I would have rather have invested in what I did, which was the mechanical part of it and the cosmetic part. Most people, I don't think, are really going to use the third row on these 100s. Especially at this mileage and age. So I'd rather have them out of the car anyway. More for space. But look how nice the seat belts look. All of our plastic trim. Just kind of went over the headliner. The back of the second row seats look fantastic. Look how nice that seat belt looks. Not a lot was going on back here. I will say somebody tried to shove something in here at some point. You can see there's some minor gouges on this trim right here, and that's not trim you want to try to repair because it's got a foam backing and it's not going to look right. Original cargo mat. Look how nice the carpet is underneath that original cargo mat. Really well cared for car, and it's pretty obvious. Inside on this car is super, super nice. Storage. See if I can reach this without opening. Original first aid kit. Yeah. Well, if I can get this back in, that's our tools and jack. And I'll try to hit that cup holder in this ashtray when we fold the seats down here in a second. Throw this mat back in here. So let's look up under our tray right here. Gonna be looking for that factory seam seal, which there it all is. No rust under here to speak of whatsoever. Seam seal looks exactly like the other side. And we're just looking for any potential damage, previous repair, things like that. We're gonna come up here to our factory spot welds on our quarter placement. And then we're gonna run right up here. All of that looks original. None of it looks like it's been messed with. Same thing right here, coming down. Everything looks fantastic. So let's keep on keeping on. So let me spin this thing around. We'll start on the passenger side and go from there. All right, so just like the driver's side, expect to see more of the same. Just look how nice the side of this car is. I can promise you in this price range, you are not gonna see another car like this. On the market, I should say. How nice and straight the rail is, no dents. No damage coming down. Everything looks awesome. Mirrors in great shape. Fender does have a touch-up spot right there. And there's a few little spots down here towards the bottom. And then just some really, really, really minor ones that you really got to be nitpicking to even see. Again, all our plastic, everything down here below the green panels has been done, has been painted, so nothing to show there. Minor scratch right here. Not much to talk about, honestly, guys, as far as touch-up goes on this side of the car. Let's take a look up at the claddings down here by the step bar. Woo! Man, look how nice that is. This car's standing up. Right rear wheel, just like the other two. Minor little staining going on, no rust, nothing crazy. No curbing. Same Nexon, same tread depth. Coming to this front wheel. You know the deal. You know the deal. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy seeing this car come together finally. It's been such a journey with it. It looks fantastic. Somebody's going to be really happy with this car. All right, let's get going on the interior.
One quick thing I want to showcase, guys, are these belt moldings. You can see they're all still in really good shape, believe it or not. There is one little tear on this right front. All the other belt moldings look great, and I'm showing these because these are all still original, which is kind of crazy. And they're very common to crack and separate and do things like that, especially in hotter climates. You can see right here, just a little tear right there on the edge. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, everything else looks great. Do have our common little crack right here, which you're going to see on these 100s. These are just, that's just, if you know, you know. You're going to see that on just about every 100 at this point in time. Let me double check and make sure I didn't miss any on this side. Nope, this side looks great. All right, so let me use the restroom and then we'll get going on the inside. All right, so here we are on our right front door panel. There's our Areco sticker that we already went over. But look how nice the panel looks itself. No damage along the edges right here. No cuts, no tears. Look how nice the armrest is. Top of the door panel, our pull itself, no wear there. Just awesome, awesome condition. We have a working window. Look how nice all of our jam is right down through here. No seat belt marks. Kick plates in great shape. Try to leave that there. Look how nice the carpet is underneath. Yes, this is all original leather. You can tell by the factory stitch. And these early 100s didn't have quite as much texture as the middle of the seats as the later ones did. Look how nice all of our plastic is down here. Over here where the seat belt is, like the side of the console right here, just fantastic condition. Glove box doors in great shape. The seat does go forward, does come back, does recline, does come back up. Just look how nice all these panels are. Seriously, there's no previous repair. Such a well-kept car. Look how nice our pull is. Just like the front, jam looks great. There is a scratch right here. It's been touched up, but other than that, you do have one right here. And that's really all you got to worry about as far as the jam goes. Look how nice our kick plate looks, our step, carpet all looks good. Just leave that, well, no. Fantastic condition. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else you guys want. LOL.
Look how nice this seat looks. This rear seat shows very, very little wear. Look at the seat belts. Now you know why I got excited to buy this car when I bought it. This interior is just, whoa, crazy on this car. Back of the console, super nice condition. This cup holder sticks, as you see. So I usually get in there and just leave it halfway open, where if you do want to open it, you can open it. All right, let me get it spun around and we'll hit the driver's side. All right, so here we are on left rear door. Much like the others, it is in fantastic condition. Can't overstress how nice the inside of this car is, and the outside, but you would think that the inside would not match what the outside looks like, and it does. Boy, this gimbal is not liking what I'm doing today. There we go. This jam's in fantastic shape. Same thing with our kick plate, our step. Look at the back of the driver's seat. There is one little thing I want to show you guys on this seat. You can see there's two little minor tears right there. I did not want to have them fixed. I'd rather sell it like that than I would have them fixed. It's very minor, but there. Look how plush these seats are. That's how I know that not much use has been going on back here, is how plush they are. Again, seat belts. I mean, look how new these things look. Crazy. Well, here's a better shot of the back of the left rear seat. Looks perfect. Oh, let me try to get this old heavy seat up. Let's get all this set up again. Look how nice the carpet is under this seat. I realize I forgot to do the other seat on the other side, so we'll hit that real quick. Yeah. Looks great. Another door panel that is in great condition. You have some minor imperfections down here, and this is what I'm talking about. This is kind of typical to see, if not way worse, on this mileage and year. So you got these few little things, indentions going on. Again, this is all foam backing. So indentions here, scuffs here, a couple minor scuffs there. Not anything crazy, but other than that, door panel looks great. Our pull. All right, Mr. Gimbal, I need you to work. All right, look how nice our jam looks down here. Carpet associated. Look at the side of it. This is original leather. This has not been replaced. Wild.
How nice the seatbelt looks. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right, the seat does slide forward. Does come back. And does recline. And it does come back up. Let me hit this carpet if I can get this mat moved. Driver's carpet, just like the others. No holes, no dirt, no nothing. It looks like it's in great shape. How nice the side of the console is. Alright. Feels better in here. Alright, so storage, more cup holder, more storage. That's what's nice about these early 100s is they have all that storage. Let's come on back down here. Look how nice all of our wood grain looks. Do have the classic little line going on right here from when the door is open, but that's what we got. Outside of that, look how nice all of our tray looks here. Shift knob's still in great shape. This is back when they actually used to put real wood in these. Shift knob cover or shift lock cover is missing. I'm trying to hunt one down, so I might have one by the time this thing sells, but as of right now it does not have one. How nice all of our wood looks down here. Never been used. The old Nakamichi. Alright, so let's start so we can get these windows shut and get this thing back in park. As you can see, the sunroof's up. We're going to tilt it down. We'll slide it open. Not many 100s still have a working sunroof, by the way. So our climate control, we can toggle modes. Rear air is on. You should be able to hear that. So pay attention to the antenna. Sitting up like a mountain. Come on back down. And you'll see when you turn the radio off, the antenna goes away. Alright, so we are on AM, and you can hear I'm not going to put normal radio on because I don't want to get copyright. There you go. You can hear it working, but that's how you get copyrighted right there. So I'm not going to get caught doing that. As far as the CD player and the tape player, I don't know if either work. I don't have any CDs, so if somebody has CDs, I'd love to try one, but I don't know if either work, so FYI. But again, look how nice everything is, trim wood grain through here. Just great shape. Let's try these hazards. Oh yeah. Windshield wipers. Blinkers, we know they work. Horn works. So I did send the steering wheel off. This was originally a wood steering wheel, and the wood was cracked all to you know what and back. So we sent this steering wheel off to Craft Customs in Dallas, Texas, and I had them do the
factory baseball stitch, but with the perforated leather, and this leather is way higher quality than what was on it before, and just the feel of it is you'll know. But look how well they replicate that stitch. They do all this by hand. It's not cheap to get this done, but man, look at the results. Look how nice all of that looks. So steering wheel, nothing to talk about. It's brand new, just got done. So the steering wheel does come up. Can you believe it? It does come down, but it does not come in or out. So as you see, I'm trying to move it in or out. Again, that was something I chose not to do. I would rather it be able to go up and down than in and out, because you can still move the seat forward and back. So know that. Our venting windows are open. You can see the one on the driver's side. I'm going to close it. There you go, it's closed. And passenger side, closed. See if we can do the mirrors. Oh, Chris. Not getting any feedback there, so let me mess with that. Right side mirror goes out, comes in, goes down, and comes back up. The left mirror itself, let me try an old trick, see if this motor is frozen. You can see I'm going to each corner, and a lot of times people set their mirrors and they never move them again, so they kind of seize up sometimes, and a lot of times doing that in all the corners will get it rolling again. But I don't hear the motor, so I'm gonna assume that it's not working. So know that, but at least you can set it on the driver's side, and the passenger side does work. So we don't have any lights on. Everything looks fantastic here. We will go into neutral, and I'll go into 4 low, and there we are. You don't get any kind of indicator on the dash, unfortunately. You're just in 4 low. As you can see, back in high, back in drive. 244 or 541 miles. Let me go shut the garage door and let's take it for a spin. All right, one thing I missed a second ago is the heated seats, and I'm going to do my best to shield. You can see they're both on. They're lit up orange, and they're lit up green, so they do come on and work like they should. All right, let's go. Now, I really like getting back in these early 100s because they don't have all of the VVTi, they don't have the newer transmission, they're just much more basic, and there's something about them, something about the way they drive. They just have, yes, it's a 100, it still feels like one of the later ones, but it kind of has more of a nostalgic feel really to it. There's not, it's almost like there's not as much electronics going on these early 100s, and I kind of like it. No, it's not quite as responsive. No, it doesn't get out of its way quite as fast as specifically the 0607s. But it's kind of just cool. It's kind of just the way that it feels, the way that they drive. I really like these these early 100s. So let's go and see what we got. And here we go. I'm about half throttle, maybe a little more. And I wish I could go a little faster, but we have people that get in the left lane, and well, you guys know. Nice and straight the steering wheel is, no vibrations. It's
get on the brakes. Watch the steering wheel. No pulsation, no movement, no nothing. Feels great. Now I will say these tires, these Nexans, they're fine. They, you know, they don't. There's nothing wrong with them, but you know, there's a reason tires tend to be cheaper, and that's specifically the compounds they're made out of and the way that they ride. So don't expect them to ride like a Michelin. You know, they have tons of life left, but just don't expect them to drive like a Michelin. No drivetrain noise, no wheel bearing noise, no any kind of noise. Sounds great, feels great. Slight vibration right here at 70, just under 70. Again, going back to the Nexan tires, just what I said a minute ago. Getting on the brakes pretty hard. Everything feels awesome. I'm telling you, the steering wheel on this car feels so nice. They did such a great job, you know. And what's kind of cool about it is the owner is the one who does the work. They told me that they remove all of the old wood and then they put this like foam material over the steering wheel. And I was kind of nervous because I was like, foam, how soft is it gonna be? And he was like, no, it's a hard backed foam. And it's crazy. It's awesome. I couldn't recommend it more. If you guys are just watching this and have one that needs to be done, Craft Customs in Dallas, Texas is definitely your go-to. All right, so here we are back from our drive. Let's do one other thing real quick. What a good looking car. What a good driving car. Anyway, I digress. So what we're gonna do is check door lock actuators. We are gonna lock the car and we're gonna listen for feedback. If we get feedback, we know we're good on the actuators. But luckily, since this is not a keyless entry car, we can walk around and manually pull the door handles to see if any of them are bad or not. So let's go ahead and lock the car. I might be a little premature. I don't think I'm getting any feedback from the key here. I'm gonna have to put a battery in it. All right, so we'll do this the old-fashioned way. So again, you can see the little LED light here. I'm getting 0 feedback when I lock it, so the key's just dead. I'll put a new battery in that, no big deal. But let's pull some door handles. Locked. Locked. So kind of what I just said, if any of these actuators have failed or were broken, these doors would not lock and we would not be able to get in, or I'm sorry, yeah, they would not lock and we would be able to get in the car with them locked. But we have all 5 doors, including the lift gate, that lock, and our actuators are good. So that wraps up this video of this 2100 series LX470, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Such a nice car here, great price point, gonna be under $20,000. Lots of important maintenance just done, and cosmetically this car is just about perfect. I don't know how much nicer you want on a car that's in this price range with this mileage. It's just, it came out really well and I'm really happy about it. So if any of you guys are interested, you know how to get me, 678-454-6060, or you can email me, chris@hilsonluxury.com, and we'll talk soon.